Wild Africa. The most brutal biological arena on the planet, where lions reign supreme through sheer power and through extraordinary adaptability. Where are you watching this story of the Lion King from? Leave a comment below to let us know, and tune in to this natural animal documentary on Wildest Lions, when the kings defy nature. The arid Kalahari, a basin of 900,000 square kilometers, spanning Botswana, Namibia, and South Africa. It bears witness to a grand paradox of nature named the Okavango Delta, the only river on Earth that chooses to die amidst the desert rather than seek the sea, and also the 1,000th site to be recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Each year, 11 billion cubic meters of water from the Angolan highlands flood into this basin, transforming 15,000 square kilometers of scorched sand into a lush emerald oasis. A colossal aquatic labyrinth, dissected by thousands of intricate channels. For the San people, the oldest inhabitants of Earth, the Kalahari is revered as the sacred Red World. Here, the rains are viewed as a magnificent living creature that must be hunted. They call it the Rain Bull. When drought scorches the Kalahari, shamans perform the trance dance ritual by the fire throughout the night to liberate their souls from their bodies. They enter the spirit realm, casting lassos to snare the giant beast and guide it across the desert sky. Wherever the blood or milk of the rain bull falls, the barren earth is resurrected. But today, this primal legend is being defeated by an invisible enemy named climate change. Rising ground temperatures create massive columns of hot air, pushing the rain bull too high, beyond the reach of the shamans. The rain bull has grown furious, and the spiritual lassos are no longer strong enough to pull life back down. Here, the savanna's laws of survival are completely upended, where dry land becomes a luxury and the water transforms into a death trap. This brutal pressure of natural selection has forged the most distinct kings of the Dark Continent. The lions of the Okavango are no longer the water-fearing cats of the Serengeti Plains. They are true aquatic masters. The phenomenon of upper body hypertrophy is the clearest testament to this evolution. Continuous movement through chest-deep water acts as a natural resistance workout. The drag of the water forces their chest, neck, and shoulder muscles to overdevelop, increasing their bulk by 15% compared to their counterparts. They have also developed a characteristic high-stepping gait, Lifting their paws high above the water's surface minimizes hydrodynamic drag. The adaptation to the waters has transformed the lion into a vital part of the spiritual beliefs of indigenous tribes like the Baye and Hambukushu. They call them Tao, a sacred totem representing the clan's lineage and bloodline. Harming a lion is an absolute taboo, equivalent to attacking one's own ancestors. When encountering Tao in the wild, they bow their heads and respectfully yield the path as if facing a revered chieftain. They believe that deep within those amber eyes reside the souls of the departed. However, the line between reverence and spiritual dread is often razor thin. The Okavango people are haunted by legends of sorcerers performing shape-shifting, transforming into beasts to exact revenge. Thus, when a lion attacks livestock with unnatural cunning and brutality, it is deemed a sign of black magic. And this complex web of beliefs has turned the human-lion relationship here into one of the 21st century's most difficult ethical dilemmas. In reality, the wisdom of the Okavango lion stems from their unique environment. They turn the water into an ally. They actively drive prey from dry land into the flooded swamps. The prey's small hooves sink deep into the mud under the water's pressure. Meanwhile, the lion's broad paws act like snowshoes, allowing them to move agilely across the soft substrate. The lion's killing technique in the Okavango has also been modified to adapt to the aquatic environment. Instead of the typical suffocating throat bite, they execute a drowning technique. One jumps onto the back to add dead weight, while another clamps shut the nose. Death comes from water flooding the lungs, much faster than oxygen deprivation. But most interesting is the emergence of a culinary culture. Isolated prides develop distinct hunting specializations passed down through generations. Some prides at Dubar Plains dedicate 90% of their time solely to hunting Cape buffalo, ignoring other prey. Others become experts at digging burrows to hunt warthogs. And there are also individuals that target livestock within the local enclosures, known as kraals. They swim across rivers, turning cattle pens into banquet tables and stealing a farmer's entire fortune in just a few hours. In the past, the desperate human response was chemical warfare. They laced cow carcasses with poison to wipe out entire lion prides, inadvertently killing the entire scavenging ecosystem, such as vultures. But the tide is turning thanks to the intervention of the Claws Conservancy and the Lion Guardians program. GPS telemetry collars are fitted onto alpha lions, transforming them into mobile signal beacons. When a pride approaches human settlements, an early warning system immediately sends text alerts to farmers' phones, triggering proactive defense protocols. When vision is blocked by this wall of fabric, the lion's predatory instinct is neutralized. They are forced to retreat, and peace is re-established along the Okavango. The Okavango has become a strange kingdom, reserved for the most unconventional kings in the lion world. Their hunting instincts remain intact, but have transmuted into a completely different form. They survive through intellect, adaptability, and muscles forged in the floodwaters. The evolutionary shift of the lion is an absolute necessity, for their largest prey here are true living fortresses. The Cape buffalo in the Okavango is the ultimate version of this species. Abundant water and grass year-round have nurtured physiques far superior to their counterparts in arid regions. The Cape buffalo conquers this flooded plain with an ultimate weapon positioned right on its forehead, the boss, the horn shield. In mature males, the two horns do not grow separately. They develop and ossify, fusing together in the center of the forehead to form a bone patch hard as a boulder. In battles for power, this horn absorbs horrific impact forces, and when facing lions, it becomes an impenetrable shield. This structure is so hard that bullets can ricochet off it, and the claws or fangs of a predator are utterly hopeless in piercing the skull. In the Okavango, the Cape buffalo has also learned to transform nature into its own personal armor. They coat themselves in a layer of dry mud several centimeters thick, like a biological suit of armor. It resists the scorching sun of the tropics. And more importantly, it is the only barrier against the millions of bloodthirsty horseflies of the swamp. To conquer the soft, yielding terrain, nature has equipped the Cape buffalo with a specialized undercarriage, giant hooves splayed significantly wider than those of other ungulates. They act like heavy-duty rain boots, preventing the nearly 1-ton body from bogging down. The power of the Cape buffalo also stems from absolute unity. In the Okavango, breeding herds can reach sizes of 1,000 to 2,000 individuals. There is no dictatorial king buffalo ordering movement. They practice the most primitive democracy in Africa. When the herd rests, adult females will stand up and face the direction they wish to travel. It is a silent ballot. After an hour of deliberation, the direction receiving the most consensus becomes the herd's route. The movement of the Cape Buffalo Legion plays a paramount ecological role. They are great lawn mowers, specializing in consuming the tall, tough, and fibrous grass layers that other species ignore. This action clears the path and exposes the soft young grass underneath. Without these tanks to blaze the trail, picky eaters like the impala or zebra could not survive. But the Cape buffalo's pathfinding journey is not always smooth. The lions are always lurking by the water's edge. In the Okavango, the rules of hide-and-seek are abolished. There is no tall grass for cover like in the Serengeti, forcing the predator to use psychological warfare. They make their presence openly known in broad daylight. A pride of 10 to 20 lions lines up abreast and brazenly approaches the buffalo herd. The hunt begins with the lion's bluff charges. This is how they test the reaction of the buffalo. Those that stand their ground and stare back will be tough targets. Conversely, those that flinch or panic will be the weakest link. When chaos erupts, the lions actively drive the target into flooded channels. They hope the deep mud will lock the legs of the 900-kilogram prey. The moment the target is isolated, the tactical formation is deployed like a professional rugby team. One locks the legs, another locks the jaws, and the strongest, weighing up to 200 kilograms, will ride the prey's back. They use their dead weight to submerge the buffalo's head and cut off the flow of oxygen to the lungs. In many parts of Africa, water serves as an effective shield to deter lions. But the Okavango has shattered that strategy. Here, the kings of the savannah have completely mastered the aquatic domain. They refuse to allow nature to stand in the way of their path to the apex of the food chain. And there, the island of Duba Plains is regarded as the true Roman Colosseum of the natural world. Travelers and filmmakers flock here to witness this primal warfare. Body-launching tosses and claws digging into flesh have forged a modern religion. An absolute reverence for adaptability and the power of the will to survive. If a lion faces off against a buffalo on dry land, which species do you think would emerge victorious? Let us know in the comments below. But this does not imply that the lion is the undisputed ruler of the Okavango's rivers. Every time they plunge into the water, they face a multitude of grave risks, and one of them is the hippo. Nature has endowed them with a periscope design. Eyes, ears, and nose are positioned on the same plane atop the skull. This allows their 3-ton bulk to remain completely submerged to escape the sun while maintaining absolute vigilance. The hippo's sensitive naked skin is protected by a unique biochemical mechanism, a secretion of hipposudoric acid resembling blood sweat. It functions as a sunscreen blocking ultraviolet rays and a powerful antiseptic in the swamp water environment. In the Okavango, hippos are master architects. Their nightly foraging journeys create hippo highways. Their bulldozer-like physiques flatten reeds and dredge the water flow. Without them, the Okavango's channel system would be choked by encroaching vegetation. Deep within the Okavango Basin, the Baye and San people call these giants Kubu, a sacred totem protecting the clan's bloodline. The people strictly refrain from hunting Kubu, and in return, the waters will never capsize their dugout canoes. And folklore has woven a beautiful myth to explain the biological behavior of this animal. Legend tells that to be granted permission by the creator to take refuge underwater to protect its sensitive skin, Kubu must not eat fish. That is why every day the hippo must perform the ritual of gaping its massive jaws towards the blue sky, a gesture of presentation to prove its innocence to the spirits. That between those deadly canines, there are absolutely no fish bones, only green grass. This is how the ancients romanticized the scientific truth of a giant herbivore living amidst the kingdom of fish. Underwater, the hippo is king. No matter how well a lion swims, it must flee in panic if it encounters this titan. There have been numerous records of hippos charging lions to rescue in prey, or simply out of sheer hatred for the intruder. They confront lions with a maw capable of opening up to 150 degrees. A pair of lower canines, 50 centimeters long, are self-sharpening like razors. Their bite force reaches 8,100 newtons, 3 times that of a lion. A single snap is more than enough to shatter the femur of an intruder. But on land, the balance of power shifts. At the height of the dry season, when hippos must trek kilometers to find grass, lions will not hesitate to block their retreat. Lions cannot topple an opponent with such a low center of gravity and thick, slippery hide. Instead, the super pride executes a war of attrition. They encircle, taking turns shredding the tendons of the hind legs to cripple its mobility. A life-or-death gamble, where a single turn of the hippo's head can cost a lion its life, and a single misstep by the hippo will transform it into a grand feast for the entire kingdom. Beside the lions, another invisible enemy is tightening its grip on the throat of the Okavango hippos: climate change. As the life-giving floodwaters from Angola dwindle, the watery paradise transforms into the mud trap. Deadly pits of sludge. Hundreds of tons of flesh and muscle are crammed into stagnant pools where population density exceeding critical limits triggers extreme levels of stress and aggression. But the true tragedy lies at the microbial level. The polluted environment becomes a perfect petri dish for Bacillus anthracis. Outbreaks sweep through the population like a storm, turning the kings of the swamp into floating corpses, poisoning the water source for the entire ecosystem. But the hippo remains a force not to be trifled with. Even the Nile crocodile, a hunting machine armed to the teeth with cutting-edge weaponry, must be wary. These two species often bask in the sun side by side. It is a deceptive peace. A mature hippo can snap a 3-meter crocodile in half, like breaking a dry twig. So the crocodile chooses forbearance to reap the benefits of commensalism. Hippos churn up the mud and defecate, attracting schools of fish to feed. The crocodile simply lies there, and the food delivers itself right to its mouth. Occasionally, lions also become targets of the Nile crocodile. Underwater, they are clumsy creatures. Many majestic pride males have been dragged forever into the darkness by those cold jaws. The lion's counterattacks have little effect on the rugged skin of the crocodile's back. These are osteoderms. Beneath that bony layer lies a dense network of blood vessels. They function like living solar panels, absorbing heat to warm their cold blood, helping them withstand the icy floodwaters of the Okavango winter. But the Nile crocodile's true weapon lies in the tiny black dots along its jawline. Integumentary sensory organs. They are 10 times more sensitive than a human fingertip. In the pitch-black water of the swamp, they easily detect vibrations in the water from a distance. And deep in their bellies lies a heavy secret. Gastroliths, stomach stones. They do not swallow stones out of hunger. These stones act as ballast, making their center of gravity heavier so they can lie motionless at the bottom of fast currents without expending energy swimming. But the Nile crocodile does not always pursue protein. The 2013 study Frugivory and Seed Dispersal by Crocodilians, an overlooked form of sororicori, revealed that they also practice a fruit-based diet. They are one of 13 crocodilian species that actively seek out waterberries or sausage tree fruits to replenish glucose and minerals. This is groundbreaking research on the ecological role of crocodiles. They become great gardeners through the mechanism of sororkery, seed dispersal by reptiles. Hardy seeds survive the pool of stomach acid, hitching a ride on migration journeys spanning tens of kilometers to be planted in a layer of nutrient-rich organic fertilizer. They silently construct the green architecture of the entire Okavango Delta. The lurking presence of the Nile crocodile forces the red lechwe to always be vigilant when near the water. That is why they usually operate around knee-deep, shallow water. Red lechwe are born to leap with a characteristic sloping build. The hind legs are significantly longer and stronger than the front legs, pushing the rump higher than the shoulders. This is a natural compressed spring system. Massive rear thigh muscles accumulate kinetic energy, helping the lechwe overcome the drag of the mud to execute powerful launches. When chased by an enemy, the lechwe executes the porpoising technique. Continuous leaps propel the body out of the water. Moving through air consumes less energy than wading through water, where drag is 800 times greater. Simultaneously, the splashing water creates a visual disturbance screen for the predator. In shallow water, the lechwe's speed is unrivaled. The lechwe's instinct is simply programmed. Plunge into the water immediately upon encountering danger. But this tactic is no longer effective in the Okavango, where lions have adapted to the riverine environment. Instead of stalking in the bushes on the shore, they wade out and lie in wait within the reeds amidst the water. However, the battle still has its physical limits. Lions can only win at the water's edge or in very shallow water. Once the lechwe reaches chest-deep water and activates porpoising mode, the Lion King can only watch in helplessness. The love life of the lechwe is as harsh as their habitat. Come breeding season, hundreds of males gather at a small, open patch of land. Each occupies and fiercely defends a patch of land just a few square meters. They clash, display horns, and use urine to mark that tiny territory. Female herds stroll through this brutal love market. They hold soft power, freely choosing to mate with males occupying the most central positions, the strongest among the strong. That is how they ensure a strong and quality future generation. Like the red lechwe, the Sitatunga are also ace racers on floating vegetation mats. The most secret weapon lies in banana-shaped hooves up to 10 centimeters long, pointed and splayed in a V shape. This structure functions exactly like a pair of snowshoes, helping them glide lightly over sinking terrain. Body weight is distributed perfectly, transforming the water surface into a runway. To adapt to an amphibious life, they don an effective waterproof armor. Sitatunga fur is long, shaggy, and secretes a thick layer of oil. It acts like a wetsuit. Even soaking all day in cold water, the skin underneath remains dry and warm. All these gifts of nature turn them into a biological submarine. When danger is imminent, the Sitatunga submerges its entire body, exposing only 2 nostrils to breathe. They can maintain this motionless posture for hours, a stealth technique that deceives even the sharpest eyes. To the Okavango lions, the Sitatunga is a luxury item. Though good swimmers, they cannot reach the deep zones like their prey. However, in the dry season, the tide turns immediately. When vegetation mats disappear, Sitatunga are forced to reveal themselves on barren mudflats. The long hooves now become a curse. They move clumsily, slowly, and become easy meals. Yet, deep water is not an absolutely safe territory either. Spending too much time soaking underwater is a double-edged sword. A safe haven from lions is a banquet table for the Nile crocodile. The fate of the Sitatunga is an eternal biological trade-off between 2 jaws of death. Which impresses you more, the movement ability of the Sitatunga or the red lechwe? Leave a comment below. Leaving behind the aquatic paradise of the Okavango, we venture toward the northeast of Botswana, Savuti, a forgotten land lying deep within Chobe National Park. Here lies the mysterious Savuti Channel, also known as the Ghost River, one of the most erratic hydrological veins on Earth. It can flow fiercely, nourishing life, then suddenly vanish and run dry for decades without warning. It transforms lush swamps into a graveyard of dead trees. When the dry season descends, scorching heat and dust storms turn Savuti into a hell on Earth. Water sources evaporate, forcing every creature toward the last remaining pools. This confinement creates a brutal biological arena, where the war between true giants takes place. As the last drops of November evaporate, tens of thousands of elephants, famished and exhausted, trudge toward the remaining mud wallows. For the Savuti lions, this is a lavish feast. To conquer oversized prey, the lion kings here have transformed themselves into heavyweight gladiators. The physical pressure of wrestling prey weighing 4 to 5 tons has remolded their physiques. Savuti lions are heavier than the species average. Females weigh up to 160 kilograms, and males can reach 250 kilograms. The muscle mass in their shoulders and necks is maximally developed. This is the source of strength needed to wrestle the head down or cling to the back of a frantically struggling elephant. The lion's skin here is a map of violence, crisscrossed with scars from ferocious hunts, wounds from ivory punctures, buffalo horn gores, and brutal battles with hyenas. These are the medals of survival in this arid land. To take down an elephant, the strength of 5 or 6 individuals is meaningless. Savuti lions live in superprides, numbering up to 30 members. Muscle power combined with overwhelming numbers is how they bring down giant prey. Large prides also provide a defensive advantage for the Savuti lions. Savuti is also home to the most populous and aggressive spotted hyena clans on the continent. The lion-hyena feud here is a total war where numbers decide the victor. But the most terrifying aspect of the Savuti lion is not strength, but intellect. Elephant hunting is not an innate instinct, but a culture passed down through generations. Lion cubs observe their mothers leaping onto elephants' backs and mimic the technique. This behavior follows the rhythm of the Savuti channel. When the water flows, elephants are healthy and dispersed, and this skill lies dormant. When the channel dries, elephants weaken and congregate, and the nightmare returns. This is the most dangerous life-or-death gamble in the animal kingdom. The lion mortality rate in elephant hunts is higher than with any other prey. Trampled to death, gored through the abdomen by tusks. Yet the reward is compelling enough to risk it all. 4 tons of fresh meat, enough to sustain the entire empire for days. However, the greatest threat to the kings of Savuti comes not from nature, but from controversial political decisions. In 2019, the hunting ban was lifted, turning the famed black-maned males into prime targets for international trophy hunters. By 2024, Savuti became the epicenter of a fierce diplomatic battle between Botswana and the West regarding the balance between ethics and profit. With license fees reaching up to $50,000, the government argues that every shot is an essential financial source to support impoverished communities. However, the cost is the degradation of a biological heritage. The removal of the strongest alpha males threatens to permanently wipe out the unique gene pool of the legendary elephant hunters. It is not only the lion, but also their prey, the African bush elephant, that reaches astonishing dimensions in Savuti. Mature bulls tower to heights of 4 meters and weigh up to 7 tons. The mineral-rich Kalahari sands have nurtured a maximally developed skeletal frame. Legs are longer and stouter than normal to conquer the shifting sand terrain. Herds here don a characteristic camouflage, Savuti dust. The arid, whitish-gray clay coats their bodies, transforming them into mobile stone statues amidst the dead forest. Though the large tusk gene persists, you rarely see a pristine set of ivory. Broken tusks are the scars of battles for cramped water sources, or the habit of snapping steel-hard mopani trees. In Savuti, African bush elephants act like natural bulldozers, toppling and stripping the bark of ancient trees. This behavior prevents forest encroachment, maintaining the open savanna state. They reshape the terrain, opening up living space for antelopes, zebras, and even predators like lions. During cycles of record drought, when the ghost river fades, elephants become well diggers. They use trunks and forefeet to excavate deep into the dry riverbed to tap into subterranean aquifers. When they move on, these pits become life-saving oases for the entire ecosystem. For the Botswana and San people, elephants are totems possessing a supernatural connection to water. They are powerful rainmakers depicted on the ancient cliffs of Gubatsa. A curse has been cast. Whoever kills an elephant without cause invites the wrath of eternal drought down upon the land of Savuti. But hidden behind the calm exterior is an unstable psychology. Constant nocturnal harassment by lions turns them into some of the most easily agitated and aggressive creatures on the continent. This is one of the rare elephant populations that knows to fear lions after repeated harassment by super prides. Not just isolated calves, but even massive 10-year-old subadults can become targets. When attacked by lions, Savuti elephants deploy a military formation, the phalanx. Under the command of the matriarch, the herd immediately forms a fortified defensive circle. The tiny calves are shielded absolutely. Outside is a wall of ivory and trunks, ready to hurl away any intruder. And when the opportunity arises, they actively seek revenge on the lions. If they encounter lions sleeping during the day, the herd will not hesitate to attack. They use trunks to thrash, feet to trample, and ivory to impale. Savuti lions frequently pay with their lives after violent nocturnal hunts. But the elephant is not the lion's only enemy in Savuti. This is also the domain of the perfect bone-crushing machines, the spotted hyena. In Savuti, carcasses of elephants and buffalo are scattered. Hyenas utilize jaws with a bite force of 1,100 pounds per square inch to pulverize giant femurs left behind by others. Their digestive system is so powerful that their droppings are chalk white because they consist almost entirely of calcium. But spotted hyenas are not the dedicated scavengers that movies often portray them to be. Savuti is the very battlefield on Earth that has completely rewritten the biological definition of this creature. Here, 80% of their diet comes from active hunting. The classic documentary Eternal Enemies exposed a bloody decades-long clan war where hyenas do not just steal kills, but are also ready to purge vulnerable lion cubs. They are supreme hunters with intelligence that surpasses chimpanzees in group coordination. They can chase prey at speeds of 60 kilometers per hour continuously for distances up to 5 kilometers. To confront lion superprides, Savuti hyenas gather into superclans. Each clan boasts up to 80 members, operating under the leadership of a single queen. Ecological overlap pushes them into an endless war with lions, a war where numbers decide everything. When outnumbering the enemy 4-1, hyenas will actively attack. They execute mobbing techniques to surround and disorient the lion. They rush in to tear at the lion's rump and hindquarters, inflicting bone-shattering wounds. To retaliate, Savuti male lions execute the most brutal punishment, assassinating the matriarch. They actively hunt down the alpha female of the hyena clan. Without the leader, the entire clan falls into chaos and loses the will to resist. Do you support Team Lion or Team Spotted Hyena? Let us know your choice in the comments below. As lions and hyenas retreat from the carcasses of giants, the Savuti sky is immediately obscured by the wings of another ruler, the lappet-faced vulture, Africa's largest and most powerful vulture. A wingspan of up to 2.9 meters transforms them into heavy bombers. The most terrifying identifying feature is the bald, purplish-red head with dangling folds of flesh, lappets. It is the ultimate hygienic adaptation to avoid infection when plunging their heads into rotting carcasses. But their true power lies in the beak, capable of piercing skin as thick as a Kevlar shield. They tear open the toughest hides, paving the way for smaller vultures and insects to access the meat inside. The relationship between the king of the earth, the lion, and the king of the sky, the lappet-faced vulture, is one of mutual vigilance. The lappet-faced vulture monitors every move of the lion superprides from an altitude of 3,000 meters. When lions make a kill, they patiently perch on surrounding dead trees, a signal of death notifying the entire savanna of where blood has been spilled. Conversely, lions also frequently scan the skies. If they see lappet-faced vultures congregating to land, they know there is free food available. But at the banquet table, the vulture king is a bully. Their massive size allows them to drive away jackals and white-backed vultures. They only back down when a lion or hyena returns. Nevertheless, they remain a crucial link in clearing bacteria and pathogens from the dead lands of Savuti. In a land that prizes strength and beauty, even a small creature like the warthog must change to adapt. A face full of warts is actually composed of thick, fatty pads, protecting facial bones and eyes during brutal civil wars. Their weapons are two pairs of curved tusks. The upper pair curves inward for parrying. The lower pair is shorter but razor-sharp, self-sharpening every time the mouth closes. These are biological daggers capable of disemboweling an enemy in a single strike. To survive in arid Savuti, the warthog developed a kneeling feeding technique. The front knees have thick, callous pads, allowing them to kneel for hours to root for tubers and succulent bulbs. In Savuti, lions prioritize hunting elephants, but that does not mean they overlook the warthog. To them, a warthog is like a light snack. But this prey is far from easy to catch. When pursued, they enter aardvark burrows by backing in, pointing their sharp tusks toward the entrance. They are ready to charge straight at any lion foolish enough to stick a paw or face inside. But the Savuti lions have found a way to counter the warthog's tactics. Some prides here have developed specialized excavation skills. They patiently dig from above, collapsing the burrow roof to drag the prey out. No prey, big or small, is safe from their claws. The only exception is perhaps the honey badger. A creature weighing only about 10 to 12 kilograms, yet entering the Guinness Book of World Records with the title World's Most Fearless Creature. Their secret weapon is loose skin. This layer is 6 millimeters thick, tough as rubber, and completely detached from the muscle layer beneath. If bitten on the back by a lion, they can rotate 180 degrees inside their own skin and turn back to bite the attacker. The honey badger also possesses incredible venom resistance. A specialized immune system allows them to survive bites from puff adders or black mambas, species abundant in Savuti. They may fall unconscious for a few hours, then wake up and finish eating the snake that just bit them. In Savuti, lions often choose to ignore this little madman. To kill a honey badger, a lion must spend hours gnawing on the tough hide. Meanwhile, it must endure frenzied clawing and a pungent odor from the badger's anal glands. The energy cost to pay is simply too high. However, during severe droughts, when hunger clouds reason, lions are forced to attack. It is always a protracted and noisy battle, where even the victor must bear many wounds. The honey badger is living proof that, in nature, attitude, not size, decides everything. Amidst the slow giants of Savuti, the black-backed jackal exists by speed and recklessness. Here, they are the ultimate opportunists. From hunting and scavenging to eating fruit or thievery, no limit can stop them. Black-backed jackals frequently loiter around lion feasts. Their tactic is hit and run. They dash between the legs of feeding lions, snatch a piece of meat, and bolt away faster than a blink. Nonetheless, lions often view them as annoying nuisances rather than food. Lions usually only chase them off or kill them if the chance arises, but rarely eat jackals due to the unappealing taste. But the greatest risk the black-backed jackal poses to Savuti lions is invisible: rabies and canine distemper. Disease outbreaks from overpopulated jackal populations can spread and wipe out an entire mighty lion pride. In this biological war, the smallest creature holds the weapon of mass destruction. Heading southwest of the dark continent, giant fiery red sand dunes plunge straight into the frigid Atlantic. Namib, the oldest desert on the planet with an age of 55 million years. Portuguese sailors of old called this coast the Gates of Hell, and the indigenous Bushmen call it the land God made in anger. Here, average rainfall is less than 10 millimeters per year. Ground temperature can cook an egg by day and freeze by night. Life seems impossible to exist, but in this harsh void, a legend has been rewritten. In the Namib, lions are not the well-fed kings sleeping under acacia shade like in the Serengeti. They are the gaunt, ascetic, and most resilient survivors of the Phalid family. The desert-adapted lion population is a rare biological marvel. To survive in the deadland, the pride here is forced to evolve conversely to their kin. Their bodies are leaner, their fur develops thicker and shaggier to resist the bone-chilling winds of the Southern Ocean. But the greatest change lies in behavior and metabolism. Extremely low prey density forces them to control a colossal territory. The home range of a pride here spans up to 20,000 square kilometers. This figure is 40 times the territory of a pride in the Masai Mara. Also, because of that vast territory, lions here become the greatest endurance athletes in the natural world. They can travel continuously 50 to 70 kilometers each night over shifting dunes to search for food. And when terrestrial prey like oryx or ostrich becomes scarce or migrates away, lions turn toward the open sea. They become marine lions. Namib is the only place in the world where lions hunt fur seals, cormorants, and flamingos. Carbon isotope studies show that the seafood menu accounts for up to 79% of the diet of coastal prides during the dry season. They patrol along the skeleton coast, littered with shipwrecks, utilizing the roar of ocean waves to mask the sound of footsteps on gravel, dashing across wet sands to snatch seals that are sleeping soundly or off guard. However, the desert's greatest challenge is not food but water. Namib lions can live for weeks, even months, without drinking a single drop of fresh water. They are biological alchemists. They extract metabolic water from the blood and flesh of their prey. Especially, lions here know how to utilize the fog. In the early mornings, when the frigid Benguela current meets desert heat, creating a dense fog bank, Namib lions lick condensed water droplets from their own fur and off rocks, a sophisticated survival behavior never seen in any other big cat. Resource scarcity causes extremely low population density here. In 2023, only about 60 mature individuals were recorded in the core northwest Namibia area. They are dubbed the Vanishing Kings. Solitude is the price to pay for freedom in this land. Contrary to that bleakness, the Cape Fur seal population is exploding in this desert. Thousands crowd together on the rocky beaches of Cape Cross. They create a giant seafood restaurant right next to the dead desert, attracting every hungry predator. Unlike true seals, which can only drag themselves heavily on their bellies, Cape Fur seals belong to the Otariidae family, eared seals. They possess distinct external ear flaps, helping better sound orientation on land, and especially the rotatable pelvis structure, allowing them to rotate hind flippers forward to walk on all fours. They can even gallop on land at speeds of 20 kilometers per hour, fast enough to trouble a human, but not enough to escape a lion. To resist the 10 degrees Celsius Benguela current without freezing, they do not rely entirely on thick, blubber-like polar seals. The fur coat is the most reliable defense against the cold. The coat consists of 2 layers: coarse guard hairs on the outside and dense underfur on the inside. Fur density reaches up to 50,000 fibers per square centimeter. This structure traps a layer of insulating air next to the skin, ensuring their skin never gets wet even when soaking underwater all day. Underwater, seals are ballet dancers, kings of speed. On land, they are clumsy, energy-rich blocks of meat. The seal's thick blubber is the most precious calorie source, providing twice the energy of antelope meat for the gaunt desert lions. However, hunting seals is not an easy task. Mature male seals weigh up to 300 kilograms and are extremely aggressive when defending territory. Their mouths are full of toxic bacteria from decaying fish. A seal bite can cause severe necrosis, capable of killing a lion after a few days due to sepsis. Thus, lions usually target pups or females. Lions are renowned as the top predators on land, but in the Namib, they are gradually expanding their hunting grounds. Every seal taken down is a challenge, a competitive message sent to the rulers of the ocean's food chain. Far removed from those noisy hunts, the brown hyena is the quiet and mysterious recluse of the Namib. This is the rarest and least understood hyena species in the world. They drape themselves in a shaggy, dark brown coat up to 30 centimeters long. But this is a perfect biological design. This coat helps regulate body temperature, keeping them warm during freezing desert nights and shielding the body from the scorching daytime sun. Pointed ears and faint stripes on their legs harken back to the primitive ancestors of the hyena family millions of years ago. Unlike their northern brethren who live in large clans and hunt collectively, brown hyenas are solitary foragers. Each individual must fend for its own belly within a vast territory. They wander along the high tide line, searching for washed-up seal carcasses, stranded whales, or stealing seabird eggs. Though a scavenger, their jaws retain the destructive power of the Hyenidae family. Teeth and jaw muscles are strong enough to crush the bones of a seal carcass that has dried for weeks to extract the last bit of marrow. Their sense of smell is so acute they can detect the scent of death from kilometers downwind. In the Namib, the brown hyena sits at the bottom of the apex food chain. When a lion appears, they immediately flee. There are no great battles or counter-theft attempts like in Savuti. Namib lions kill brown hyenas not for food, but to eliminate competition. For in the desert, every scrap of meat is as precious as gold. Removing a scavenger ensures a reserve food source for themselves and their future cubs. Leaving the coast, heading deep into the burning inland dunes, we meet the symbol of resilience and lethal beauty, the gemsbok. Their signature identifying feature is the striking black and white mask and a pair of horns straight as two spears. These horns are up to 85 centimeters long, sharp as needles and hard as steel. Unlike many antelopes where only males have horns, both male and female gemsbok possess this weapon to defend themselves and their calves. Gemsbok can survive where ground temperatures reach 50 to 60 degrees Celsius without drinking water for days. They possess one of the animal kingdom's most sophisticated brain cooling systems, the carotid rete. Hot blood pumped from the heart to the brain passes through an intricate network of capillaries located in the moist nasal sinus. Here, panting evaporates fluid in the nose, cooling the blood before it enters the brain. This mechanism acts like a car radiator. It allows the gemsbok's body temperature to rise to 45 degrees Celsius, a level that would cause fatal heat stroke in most mammals. But the vital brain is kept cool at a safe 38 degrees Celsius. They do not sweat to save every precious drop of water. They endure an artificial fever to survive the scorching day. Hunting a gemsbok is a gamble where lions often pay with their lives. When cornered, the gemsbok does not flee in panic like an impala. They stand their ground, lower their heads, transforming their horns into two defensive spears parallel to the ground. The lion understands it cannot attack head-on. With just one precise thrust, the gemsbok's long horns can puncture a lion's lung or heart. Many lion carcasses have been found in the desert with fatal wounds from those very horns. This further illustrates how brutal the life of the king of beasts is in this desert. Amidst the vast dunes, a direct descendant of dinosaurs still roams. The African ostrich, the largest surviving bird on the planet, standing 2.8 meters tall and weighing over 100 kilograms. They have traded wings for legs. They cannot fly, but they can run faster than the wind. Naked legs with rippling muscles help them reach a sprint speed of 70 kilometers per hour and maintain 50 kilometers per hour for long durations. The ostrich's foot structure is unique in the avian world. There are only 2 toes on each foot. The main toe has evolved to be massive, hoof-like, reducing contact area to minimize friction and grip firmly onto shifting sand. The ostrich possesses the largest eyes of any land animal. The eyeball diameter reaches 5 centimeters, larger than their own brain. A vision range of 5 kilometers turns them into mobile watchtowers of the desert. They often partner with zebras or oryx to utilize each other's vigilance. Lions cannot catch an ostrich in a long-distance race on sand. They must use ambush tactics, utilizing rare bushes or hiding behind the crest of a dune to attack by surprise. But attacking an ostrich is also fraught with risk. A forward kick from an ostrich delivers a force of up to 2,000 psi, enough to shatter the skull of a mature lion or break the attacker's ribs. Therefore, lions usually target weak chicks or raid poorly guarded giant nests, where each egg weighs 1.5 kilograms, equivalent to 24 chicken eggs, providing a valuable protein-rich meal. a wise tactic helping them conserve energy for more brutal hunts. Finally, the Namib's greatest survival lesson comes from its tiniest creature, the Toktoki beetle. Their back shell has a special nanostructure. Hydrophilic bumps attract tiny mist particles in the wind. Hydrophobic troughs repel water. Mist accumulates into large droplets on the peaks, then rolls down the grooves, flowing straight into the beetle's mouth waiting below. They create water out of thin air. The Namib lion, though king of all beasts, must bow to learn from this beetle's wisdom. They lick dew from their fur to hold out through dry days, a frugality rare and unknown to their brethren in the plains. In the Namib, life is a miracle of creativity and adaptation. In the world of big cats, climbing is traditionally seen as the exclusive privilege of the leopard. Lions are designed for the ground. Their skeletal structure is too heavy. The clavicle is reduced but still less flexible than that of a leopard, limiting the ability to stretch and pull the body upward. The center of gravity is shifted forward with a massive rib cage, making balancing on branches a physical torture. Typically, a lion only climbs trees in two reluctant scenarios. One is to steal prey from a leopard. Two is to escape a herd of angry buffalo. Those are clumsy and fleeting moments. But in a few isolated corners of East Africa, this law of gravity has been bent. Let us travel to Queen Elizabeth National Park in Uganda's Ishasha sector and Lake Manyara in Tanzania. Here you will witness a surreal spectacle, an entire pride, from massive 200-kilogram black-maned males to cubs, lounging precariously on branches 5 to 7 meters above the ground. They do not climb to hide, they climb to rule. This is a rare behavioral adaptation. The cause is not genetic, but stems from the harsh environment on the ground. The moist earth of Ishasha and Manyara is a haven for tsetse flies and horseflies. Their bites are not only painful, but also transmit blood-borne parasites. On the ground, lions are besieged by thousands of biological needles. Up in the trees, the wind blows stronger and insects cannot fly stably. The canopy becomes the only fortress of peace. Furthermore, the equatorial ground at midday radiates stifling heat. Up in the canopy, the temperature is significantly lower thanks to shade and air circulation. Though lacking the agility of a leopard, Ishasha lions have learned to use explosive power to propel their heavy bodies up the tree. Their preferred trees are the sycamore fig and the acacia. These species have low, massive horizontal branches, strong enough to support the weight of an entire lion family. Up there, they let their 4 legs dangle comfortably. This posture helps dissipate heat through the paws and belly. However, climbing down is a challenge for lions. They cannot rotate their ankles to descend head first like leopards or cats. They must climb backwards or jump down clumsily. This is when the Lion King looks least majestic. But once settled on high, they possess a deadly tactical advantage: panoramic vision. From this balcony, they can observe every movement of prey in the sea of tall grass without being detected. Under the shade of the trees where lions sleep lies the domain of the most abundant protein source in the Ishasha ecosystem: the Ugandan kob, an endemic antelope subspecies, a national symbol solemnly appearing on Uganda's coat of arms. They possess a vibrant golden-orange coat and a more muscular and stocky build than the impala. The most unique feature of this species lies in its breeding behavior, lekking. Instead of dispersing over vast territories, hundreds of males gather at an open clearing called a lek arena. Each occupies a circular patch of land, only about 15 to 30 meters in diameter. Here, hormones cloud reason. They are engrossed in displaying strength, locking horns, and calling to entice females. Ishasha lions know the map of these fresh meat supermarkets by heart. They choose sycamore trees right next to the lek to rest. When night falls, the lions simply slither down, and the feast begins right where the antelopes are intoxicated in their dance of love. If the cob relies on numbers, the topi relies on speed and high alert. This is one of the fastest antelopes on the dark continent. Topi possess a strange appearance with a sloping back structure. The shoulders are humped high and slope down towards the rump. This aerodynamic design helps them achieve explosive velocity in a split second to escape a cheetah's claws. Their coat is a metallic purplish red, with black patches on the face, legs and thighs, creating the look of an iron-clad warrior. In Ishasha, the topi's most characteristic behavior is acting as a sentry. They have a habit of standing motionless for hours atop tall termite mounds. This position gives them superior visibility over the head-high elephant grass. Topi possess excellent vision, specializing in detecting stealthy movements in the grass of lions or leopards. But their fatal blind spot is the sky. Millions of years of evolution have programmed into topi genes that danger always comes from the ground. They scan the horizon continuously, but rarely look up at the dense canopy overhead. Tree-climbing lions exploit this biological software error thoroughly. On hot days, topi herds often move under fig trees to seek shade or pass through roadside thickets. They are unaware that death is draped right above them. A free-fall drop from a height of 4 meters, utilizing gravitational acceleration combined with a mass of 150 kilograms. The lion delivers a thunderous blow to the prey's back. The impact force is enough to break the neck of a mature topi instantly. Before its Godspeed legs can activate, its fate has been decided from above. Sharing the aerial space with lions is an ecological nightmare, and the victim suffering the greatest psychological pressure is the Angola colobus. The name colobus comes from ancient Greek, meaning mutilated, because their hands have completely lost the thumb, leaving only 4 long fingers curved like hooks. This is a perfect adaptation for brachiation movement, swinging from branch to branch. They glide through the canopy like phantoms, rarely setting foot on the ground. The colobus digestive system is a complex fermentation factory. The stomach is divided into multiple chambers containing specialized bacteria to break down cellulose, allowing them to eat old leaves and toxins that other monkeys ignore. Normally, colobus are strictly arboreal. Their natural enemies are eagles or chimpanzees. But in Ishasha, lions have invaded this safe territory. Although lions are too clumsy to chase monkeys on small branches, their presence has blockaded vital travel routes. The monkey troop is isolated and forced onto fragile outer branches. The tension reaches a climax. Just a minute of inattention when descending low to pick ripe figs, or a disastrous slip, and the colobus will face a wind-shearing slap from the big cat. Moreover, the contrasting black and white coat, which helps them identify each other in the dense forest, now becomes a conspicuous target in the eyes of the predator lying in ambush right next door. In the kingdom of tree-climbing lions, nowhere is absolutely safe. Contrary to the elegance and elusiveness of the colobus, the olive baboon are the thugs of the savanna woodland. They are the most intelligent and highly adaptable monkeys in Africa. In Ishasha, baboons act as the supreme security system of the entire forest. They operate flexibly both on the ground and in the trees. Their keen eyesight is the nemesis of the camouflage tactics applied by tree-climbing lions. When detecting a lion lying in a tree, baboons do not flee in silence. They execute psychological counterattack behavior, collective harassment, or mobbing. The entire troop will surround that tree from higher branches or safe adjacent trees. They scream, bare their teeth threateningly, and shake branches violently. They even use biological weapons, throwing dry branches, rotten fruit, and defecating directly onto the lion's head below. The characteristic wahoo bark of male baboons echoes for miles. It acts like an air raid siren. That is how baboons notify the entire forest populace, from cob antelopes to warthogs, of the predator's exact location. For the lion, this is the ultimate humiliation and annoyance. The element of surprise, the lion's most critical weapon, is completely stripped away. A peaceful afternoon nap turns into an auditory and olfactory torture. Many lions, no matter how powerful, are forced to climb down and leave because they cannot stand this raucous harassment. On the ancient trees along the Ishasha River, lions sometimes encounter a cold-blooded rival, a living relic of prehistoric times, the Nile monitor. These reptiles are born climbers, far surpassing the clumsy abilities of lions. Their bodies are slender, up to 2 meters long, solid with scaly skin rugged like armor. Feet are equipped with curved claws, sharp as daggers, allowing them to grip vertical bark firmly. The forked tongue flicks in and out continuously, tasting scent molecules in the air to search for bird eggs or chicks in tree hollows. Lions and Nile monitors both seek one thing in the treetops: warm sunlight. Lions climb to avoid heat, but monitors climb to warm their cold blood. An encounter between a lion and a monitor on a narrow branch is a bizarre moment of nature. Lion cubs are often curious and toy with the monitor like a living plaything. But the monitor is not easily bullied. When cornered on a branch, they puff up their throats, hiss fiercely to threaten, and unleash their signature defensive weapon, the tail. The long, flattened, and muscular tail is whipped like a steel lash. The force of the whip is strong enough to tear the sensitive skin of the nose or even damage the eye of an inexperienced young lion. If the enemy is too aggressive, the monitor will execute a leap of faith. They dive straight from the treetop tens of meters down into the river or bushes below. Their resilient body helps them land safely and escape in a flash, leaving the lion bewildered on the high branch. Leaving the humid forests of Uganda, we head towards southeast Kenya, where the land turns the fiery red of blood and clay. Tsavo. This is one of the world's largest and oldest nature reserves. A vast semi-arid wilderness covered by harsh Nika vegetation. Temperatures frequently exceed 40 degrees Celsius in the shade. Water scarcity turns rivers like the Galana or Tsavo into the sole lifeline. They were unlike any lion you have seen in magazines. They had no manes, a mysterious morphological exception of nature. Most mature males here are either completely bald or have only sparse tufts of hair on their necks and shoulders. The disappearance of the majestic mane is the result of a brutal adaptation to the environment. Under the scorching heat of the low equator, a thick mane becomes a deadly sweater, causing heat stroke. Removing the mane helps Tsavo lions dissipate heat faster, maintaining hunting stamina longer. Tsavo vegetation is a dense tangle of Commiphora thornbush. A long mane would constantly get snagged and entangled in thorns, revealing their position and hindering movement. A bald body helps them slither through thorn bushes like eels through mud. But do not let that unmanly appearance deceive you. Hormone studies show that Tsavo lions possess abnormally high testosterone levels. They are more aggressive, more belligerent, and defend territory more fanatically than Serengeti lions. Their social structure is also distinct. A Tsavo pride is typically smaller, consisting of only one male and a few females. Consequently, the male frequently participates actively in hunting alongside the females. Today, with more abundant natural food sources, this behavior has subsided. But the Tsavo lion retains its audacious instinct. They do not hesitate to attack buffalo, giraffes, and even baby elephants. In the labyrinth of red thornbush, the glowing yellow eyes of the Maneless lions remain the most constant nightmare. To survive in the domain of the most aggressive predators, prey must become masters of invisibility. The lesser kudu is one who has mastered that skill. They are the ghosts of the Tsavo thornbush, rarely stepping out into open grasslands. The lesser kudu's coat is a masterpiece of disruptive camouflage. In the dappled light environment of the thorn forest, white stripes help break up their body outline. They seem to blend completely into dry branches and shadows. Their survival tactic is freezing. When detecting a lion, they stand still as a stone statue. A lesser kudu can stand motionless just 10 meters from a predator without being detected. Only when the enemy gets too close do they activate escape mode. Lesser kudu do not run in a straight line. They execute leaps up to 2 meters high, clearing dense thorn bushes lightly as if weightless. In the blink of an eye, they vanish behind the bushes again. They are true phantoms, flickering in and out of existence in the Red Kingdom of Tsavo. Beneath the Commiphora bushes, where the vision of large animals is obscured, lies the world of the dik-dik. They are one of Africa's smallest antelopes, standing only about 30 to 40 centimeters tall and weighing a mere 4 kilograms. They possess a bizarre facial feature, an elongated nose like a miniature trunk. This is a sophisticated temperature regulation system. Hot blood passing through the moist mucous membranes in this long snout is cooled before being pumped to the brain. This mechanism helps the dik-dik withstand Tsavo's 40-degree heat without sweating. Beneath the adorable large round eyes is a large black spot. That is the pre-orbital gland. Dik-diks mark territory by rubbing this gland on twigs and grass tips, leaving a sticky, black tar-like substance. Socially, the dik-dik is a symbol of monogamy. Male and female always travel together, defending territory and raising young jointly. If one dies, the other usually will not seek a new mate. For a lion, a dik-dik is too small to be worth the energy expenditure of a chase. The cost-benefit ratio is not worthwhile. Lions usually ignore them to seek larger prey like kudu or buffalo. However, the dik-dik is the most annoying tattletale. When detecting a lion, they emit a piercing dik-dik call and run in a zigzag pattern. This call alerts the entire forest, revealing the lion's position and ruining the hunter's most crucial element of surprise. Amidst the dusty red land of Tsavo, the vulturine guinea fowl carries a splendid regal beauty. This is the largest and most magnificent guinea fowl species in the world. The bald head allows them to burrow into animal carcasses or filthy bushes while maintaining hygiene and avoiding infection. It also helps them dissipate heat effectively under the harsh sun. Vulturine guinea fowl are ground-dwelling birds. Though capable of flight, they rarely take off unless to roost in trees at night. Long, strong legs help them jog tens of kilometers daily to find seeds, roots, and insects. Notably, they do not need to drink water. Their excretory system is extremely efficient at reabsorbing water from feces, allowing them to live in the driest regions. For the Tsavo lion, this bird is both food and a reluctant ally. Lion cubs and old, weak lions often attempt to hunt guinea fowl, but catching them is a challenge. They live in large flocks, sometimes up to 50 individuals. Hundreds of eyes watch every direction. When spotting a lion, they create a raucous, ear-splitting chorus. This call not only warns their kind, but also attracts the attention of other predators or larger animals, causing a nuisance for the lion. But in Tsavo, there is a small creature that even the most aggressive male lions must make way for: the crested porcupine. They are the continent's largest rodent, weighing up to 30 kilograms. Their most terrifying weapon is the coat of quills covering the back and tail, hollow keratin tubes up to 35 centimeters long. When threatened, the porcupine erects its quills, shaking its tail to create a chilling rattle like a rattlesnake. If the enemy does not back down, they execute a reverse attack. They run backwards at high speed and ram the quills straight into the enemy's face or legs. These quills detach easily and embed deep into the flesh. The quills have tiny microbarbs, making extraction extremely painful and difficult. Many inexperienced or overly hungry lions have made the mistake of attacking a porcupine. The consequence is quills piercing through pores, breaking teeth, or embedding in gums. The wounds cause infection, swelling, and excruciating pain. An injured lion cannot hunt agile prey like antelope or buffalo. Porcupines are the troublemakers at the ground level. While the high canopy is the domain of the Maasai giraffe, the world's tallest animal. In Tsavo, they are professional tree pruners. A 50-centimeter purplish-black tongue weaves through sharp acacia thorns to strip leaves. Thick, sticky saliva helps them digest even sharp thorns without injury. Elsewhere, like the Serengeti, lions rarely hunt giraffes due to high risk, but in Tsavo, due to low prey density and dense bush terrain that helps lions ambush closer, giraffes become a regular part of the menu for large prides. Tsavo lions use ambush and jump tactics. They launch from the bushes, leaping to cling onto the giraffe's rump or hind legs. The combined weight of 3 to 4 lions is needed to pull down this tower. But the giraffe is not a passive victim. Their defensive weapon is long legs, with hooves the size of dinner plates. A kick from a Maasai giraffe can be delivered in any direction, with force enough to shatter a lion's skull or crush the attacker's rib cage. Thus, Tsavo lions usually target giraffes at their weakest posture, when drinking or sleeping. Once upright and alert, the Maasai giraffe is an impregnable fortress, looking down proudly at the tiny predators below. Leaving Tsavo, we arrive in northeast South Africa, adjoining the renowned Kruger National Park without any separating fences is the Timbavati Private Nature Reserve. In the ancient Shangan language of the locals, Timbavati means the place where star lions came down. The terrain here is characteristic of the lowveld, low shrub savanna, endless stretches of golden brown grass interspersed with mopane woodland and thorny acacia. The climate oscillates extremely between a lush green rainy season and a barren dry season, where riverbeds lie dry, exposing bottoms of white sand. It was against this pristine and harsh backdrop in 1938 that the world was first stunned by the appearance of creatures thought to exist only in mythology. Contrary to the scarcity of the white lion, the blue wildebeest covers Timbavati and Africa with astonishing density. Their weapons are numbers and synchronization. Thousands of eyes and thousands of ears working together as a unified entity to monitor predators. Wildebeest possess excellent vision, particularly sensitive to contrast. In the golden brown world of Timbavati, a tawny lion lying in dry grass is nearly invisible, but a white lion is not. It is a dead pixel in a picture of perfect camouflage. Wildebeest are often the first to spot a white lion. Upon detecting the enemy, they execute herding behavior. The entire herd bunches into a dense mass, facing the predator, emitting loud, snorting calls. This action completely nullifies the lion's element of surprise. For the white lion, the wildebeest is the tastiest prey, but also the most annoying warden. Their vigilance forces the white lion to operate entirely in darkness, when the antelope's eyes are veiled by the night. Accompanying the wildebeest in every migration is the plains zebra. In Timbavati, they play a crucial role in shaping the grassland structure. Their hindgut fermentation digestive system allows them to eat old, tough grass, clearing the way for antelopes to graze on fresh shoots. The greatest mystery of the zebra lies in its black and white striped coat. It is not used for environmental camouflage, it is used to create motion dazzle. When the herd moves in chaos, thousands of black and white stripes interlace to create a giant optical illusion. Predators cannot determine where the head is, where the tail is, or where the boundary between individuals lies. Lions face extreme difficulty in locking onto a specific target to launch an attack. Zebras have limited color vision, but they recognize shapes extremely well. Against the golden grass, the zebra's stripes help break up their body outline, but for the white lion, the stark white coat is counterproductive. It creates a stark contrast. When a white lion sneaks up on a zebra herd during the day, it stands out like a ghost at high noon. The zebra will emit a resounding alarm snort. The herd will flee, leaving the white lion standing forlorn, exposed and defeated. However, the zebra is also dangerous prey. Their rear kick delivers a force of up to 3,000 psi, enough to shatter the jaw of a greedy lion. In Timbavati, white lions often bear hoof-shaped scars. These are the marks of painful, failed hunts. On the backs of large mammals in Timbavati like buffalo, rhino and giraffe, there is always the presence of tiny passengers. The oxpecker. They survive by eating parasites, ticks, fleas and fly larvae attached to the host's skin. A single oxpecker can consume up to 100 blood-engorged ticks per day. This seems like a perfect relationship of mutualism. But the reality is much darker. Oxpeckers are essentially part-time vampires. They crave blood. If the host has an open wound, the tick bird will continuously peck at the wound to drink fresh blood, keeping the sore festering. This is the fragile line between mutualism and parasitism. However, for the white lion, the oxpecker acts as the prey's early warning system. When a white lion creeps toward a rhino or buffalo, its white coat is easily spotted by the bird from above. Upon seeing the lion, the oxpecker flies up and emits a piercing cry to wake the host. Prey that was dozing off will immediately spring up, turning their horns toward the danger. The white lion, once again, is sold out by the tiny creatures. The failure of the hunt sometimes comes not from the prey, but from the tiny bodyguards on their backs. The journey through the continent's most extreme environments has witnessed a magnificent truth. The Lion King rules through strength and extraordinary adaptability. From the muscle-bound water monsters drowning buffalo in the depths of the Okavango, to the gaunt ghosts wandering the skeleton coast to hunt seals. Whatever form they take, wherever they are, the lion remains the beating heart of wild Africa. The existence of the lion is the barometer of this planet's health. Protecting them is protecting the miracle of millions of years of evolution. If you are awed by the fierce vitality and survival intelligence of the lion, do not hesitate to leave a like and share this video. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss the next expeditions into the planet's most mysterious